Well, I knew we weren't going to top it, so I was like, you might as well do it. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are thinking the same thing.
Of your last 9 games dating back to last year, you've scored in double figures. What's kind of clicked for you from the tail end of last season to now?
Just getting more comfortable out there. Coach trusted me more, running plays, more plays for me. Teammates trusted me more, and just continuing to work on my game.
First 6 minutes of the second game.
You've had a chance to, in this new normal, have a home game, and then you went on the road for a couple and come back. Have there been any hiccups or anything you didn't expect, or something strange that's happened just within this whole new normal process?
Say that. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, you've had a chance to have a home game, and then you went on the road for a couple, and now you're back. And just during this whole new normal with the traveling and the protocols, have there been any hiccups or unexpected quirks that have gone on the last couple of weeks?
Nah, nothing unexpected has happened. One thing BJ told us is that, this season will be like a little weird. Like, we just have to be flexible in how things may change. But like up to this point, things have gone the way that we were told.
Will Turner.
Mike, I know you drained a 3 tonight. Just kind of how nice is it for you to be able to be a threat from behind the arc with Lex?
Oh, it feels great. I've been working on my 3-ball, and it's good to see it like starting to fall now. So I'm just gonna continue to work on it.
Let's go to Chris Torello.
I think last season you guys had 18 games between exhibition and non-conference games, and now on the schedule I think there are 7. Just how does that kind of speed up the preparation, or just kind of get you guys where you need to go?
The preparation has been sped up a lot. Like we played, what is this? We played a back-to-back. We only had 1 or 2 days to prepare for this team, and we only have 1 day for the next game. So our preparation has been sped up a lot, so we just sticking with it.
We'll go to Chris Torello.
Michael, just for you guys to get back home after 2 pretty tough games, to kind of find your rhythm and really close out FGCU, what does that say about the team to kind of find itself here tonight?
Well, it says a lot. You know what I'm saying? It says a lot. It just says that we're gonna continue to fight and continue to grind at this thing until we get it right. So it feels great.
Any other questions for Michael? Will Nathan Vaughn?
Mike, you were a point away from your career high and a rebound away from a double-double. Did you talk to BG like, I'm so close, why don't you just keep me in for a little bit, see what I can do?
I didn't talk to BG, but I said something, but they're just trying to get everyone like prepared.
Before the game,
I wanted it though.
He's still a couple weeks away from being, after the.
Anything else for Michael?
We saw so many times as a freshman.
All right, thank you, Michael.
I thought he made a big step today. You know what I mean?
Our guys will be right back with Coach.
He hit a big 3 in the first.
Yo, Russ, turn your mic off.
His timing's off.
Yeah, this is the hell I'm going through.
I know,
Can't hear anything because of the interview.
I know, man. Sorry, I just because I think when that happens, then no.
Is the media center not open for us this year?
No, it's floor access only.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, concourse access only.
Gotcha.
We had our photog there, though. He was shooting the whole game, so that's pretty cool. So they're still letting us do stuff. It's fine with me.
Yeah, you can pretty much shoot photos as long as you're 4 rows up, and I don't care either way.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Any cool cutouts yet?
None that I could tell.
I think there's a Mr. Bean. I think that's who that guy is. Yeah, that's the only. From my angle, it looked like Saddam Hussein. I'm like, that can't be that. So I had to go because it had a mustache on. I'm like, God, it looks really not like it should be there. But it's Mr. Bean, confirmed.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, if you can give us an opening statement, and then guys, if you can raise your hand, we'll take questions.
Yep. Pleased with the response today in three key areas. We want to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. I thought we did a great job of that. We wanted to, kind of play the game with a much more physicalness out there on the glass and defensively. I thought we did a great job of being in the gaps and not showing open court space. Led to, forcing 15 turnovers without a lot of reaching and gambling, which was good. And then at the same time, the third thing was, we wanted to share the ball, and 14 assists was pretty good for us, and we could have had a lot more. We missed some shots that, were some good looks for us. But again, when Alexis and Mike play the way they played with their aggressiveness and physicalness around the basket, I thought it was a total team effort. And our strength is going to be with, multiple guys playing minutes and, maybe physically wearing down some teams and guys coming in with great energy. And I thought you saw that today for sure.
I will start with Kevin Lewis.
Coach, how does it affect preparation when you have, what looks like so few non-conference or exhibition games on the schedule? And how important, nice is it just to be able to play those games with teams, they're canceling and can't go places or travel?
Right. I think first, one thing that was, important, and you kind of had to explain it even to the guys, we would usually play 2 close scrimmages, like last year was Florida, other years it's been Miami, and then maybe another close scrimmage against, another team in the state, like a Florida Gulf Coast or an exhibition game. So some of the stuff that we were exposed with, over the weekend, the turnovers, just some sloppiness and some of our execution, offense and defense, would have been addressed 3 weeks ago. So I think you're seeing that across the country. I just saw bits and pieces of some of that, 4 great teams yesterday with Michigan State, Duke, Kansas, and Kentucky. I think everybody's seen a little bit of that. So to be able to play games and to, sometimes you got to work on stuff on the fly. And that's kind of what we did. We got back and had a 1-day prep to get ready for this game. And, you have to really pinpoint some key things. But to be able to evaluate, to be able to teach, you have to go against a different opponent. And I think it's critical. It's going to be less games, but the 7 games that, we're going to play are going to, I think, help us. And we'll be, as we move forward, our job is to continue to progress as a team and to use those games as learning lessons to address key issues that we need to improve on as we get into a 20-game league schedule.
Let's go to Russ Wood next. Russ, go ahead. Russ, you're on mute.
Coach, what did you tell your team when the defense faltered early in the second half?
Yeah, that was a big key for us because I thought defensively in the first half we were really good. Second half, the first 6 minutes wasn't as good. We didn't contain the ball as much. Now, give them credit. They're good offensively. They got some pieces, and I just talked about our team, but I could say the same thing for Florida Gulf Coast. I think Coach Fly, that team is going to keep getting better and better because they have good pieces. They got some good upperclassmen. They can shoot the ball. They can really shoot the ball, and they penetrate and spray that ball around very well. So our thing after the first 6 minutes is we needed to guard the ball better. And that meant not just the guy on the ball, but that next line of defense. We gave up a couple too many splits, and now when the help comes from the second line, now they can find open guys. they are a very good offensive rebounding team. They send 4 guys to the glass. A lot of time it's perimeter going in, so you have to cut out. And we just said, listen, for us to continue to extend this lead, we have to get stops and rebounds. And for the next 10 minutes, I thought we did a really good job of that. But they got some high quality guards. Miller all of a sudden comes out of nowhere, makes a couple shots, and just, his second game in that uniform. So, they got a chance to be really good, and our on-ball defense got exposed a little bit during those first 6 minutes.
How would you evaluate Caleb Murphy thus far in the season?
Well, it's early, but 4 games, like I said on radio, he's a better player today than he was against Florida College. And every game, he's just going to get more, the one thing he lacks is experience and a little bit of the understanding that at this level, doesn't matter who you play, there's really good players. And you have to sustain your effort level every single possession. That's where our depth comes in, and that's where I think we're going to have an advantage. But he's getting better offensively, getting a little better feel for the offense in the break. I thought he threw the ball ahead today very well. The pace that we played at was much better. And he's defending better. I always say, with freshmen, you have to search high and low to find guys that they can guard, because they're freshmen and they're just not accustomed to the intensity that you have to defend with at this level. And he's getting better at it. So he's made strides and he's got a long way to go. But there's obviously a talent level there that if he continues to work hard and he's a coachable kid, he wants to get better. So those are 2 pretty good ingredients.
Thank you.
Will Turner.
Coach, you had a little bit of a size advantage tonight over those guys. They didn't have a guy over 6'8", and you just kind of threw the ball in there to Mike Durr a lot and a lot of Alexis Yet, and it just, how important was it for you to kind of take advantage of that size advantage tonight?
Well, you could see by our first couple possessions, that was, a point of emphasis, to get the ball inside. And the next phase is you got to finish those plays. We've thrown the ball into the post more in our first 4 games than we did all last year. It's definitely something that is a main cog of our offense now. And those guys delivered. They got some early fouls. The shots we didn't make, we were on the glass. Those 2 guys played well together. I thought Prince and Russell had some moments too. So we got to take advantage of that, and those guys need to do a good job of figuring out when the shot shows and when they need to kick it out. But I like when you have one with 13 and 9 and the other one with 14 and 9. From your 4 and 5, 1 for 2 from the 3 and 1 for 1 from the 3. It's pretty good production out of that.
Let's go to Nathan Vaughn.
Coach, David Collins comes off the bench tonight, and outside of maybe missing a couple of shots, he was still very effective dishing out the ball. He had 5 assists, limited the turnovers, which was a huge issue in Connecticut. What was the message to him prior to tonight's game about, hey, you're coming off the bench, let's see what else happens with the rest of the offense as you guys kind of go through it?
Well, I thought he responded really well. As you said, the 5 assists, I think he was dialed in to create help on his drives and kick it out. He moved the ball well. Missed a couple of shots that he normally puts in, or he would have had 10, 12 points and 5 assists with 1 turnover. Again, we got pieces that we're trying to connect together right now, and obviously he's as important piece as anybody we have. So I thought he took a big step today in terms of taking what the defense gives him, and when he's making those passes, the next phase is those guys aren't going to be helping as much because they're worried about his passing. So now the drives are going to show. And I thought you saw in the second half where he was able to get to the basket more effectively without a help man with their chest in front of him. So good progress made there. And we just, we got to keep at it with him.
And you mentioned trying to fit all these pieces in. It seems early on, Caleb and David are kind of a redundant way to get to the basket. Caleb's a little bit more athletic and high flying. He can get to the hoop, but David can kind of power in. Was it hard, the first few games to kind of figure out how they're going to, okay, now you drive.
I mean, you're supposed to drive when you have the opportunity to do it. The key is not to force it, and the key is if the next help man comes to snap that ball to the next open man. Again, like I said, Nathan, some of this stuff would have been cleared up 3 weeks ago, but we had to play games to see some of it, and had to play, against two really good teams, two really good defensive teams, two very physical defensive teams that are willing to sell out and put their chests in front of guys on drives. And so, obviously I think we continue to have to work on that, because we do have, those two guys are dynamic drivers. They're able to get into the paint. Now we got to make good decisions when you get into the paint. And that's just something that we need to continue to get better at.
Kevin Lewis?
With how different the season has been, just with everything, with travel or even when you're home, anything surprise you, stun you? Michael kind of said it's kind of as you expected. Anything kind of turn your head a little bit in the year that's been so kind of expect the unexpected?
I think when you're always expecting the unexpected, nothing kind of surprises you. I do think that one of the biggest challenges, not just for us, I think across the board, is so many of the things that we do now, you're trying to isolate all the guys from each other. They eat further apart. They all these different things. And so you're trying to build team camaraderie and team unity and team connectiveness. And then everything else you're trying to do is, keep guys away from each other a little bit. So that's always a challenge. And as we talk to our guys, we didn't set up this game until, right before the weekend, because of our third game in Connecticut. The team didn't show up. So we had to pivot and make a quick change, which then put us in position where we got to leave a day earlier. And now you're playing Wednesday, Friday, different things like that. So the guys understand the flexibility part and the part of this is the game plan, but it may need to change, is something that I think everybody's learning. As a coach, I'm not the most flexible guy in the world. I like a routine, very organized, different things like that. So it's been hard on me and the coaching staff, but our guys have done a great job with it.
I got to take one more. Nolan Brown, go ahead.
Coach, another double-digit point game from Mike Durr. What's been key to just keeping him going, basically, and scoring?
Well, first you give the young man a lot of credit. He's as hard a worker as we got. He's in the gym every morning, 9 a.m. He's getting extra shots in. Then he goes see Coach Wallace and works on his body and his footwork. I think that's one area that he's dramatically improved in. When we brought Travis into the program, we felt that he would be able to make an immediate impact because of his NBA experience and the fact that he played. As I say, I'm not sure. We may be the only college basketball program around that has a former player that was really good as your strength coach. So he knows what a basketball body needs to do and different things like that. He's really helped Mike. He's really helped Russell. He's helped all our guys. But, with Mike, he's moving better. He's more aggressive. He's got a better feel in the post. He's gotten stronger. And he makes good decisions. You know what I mean? He makes good decisions. Now, every big guy, every time they're open, thinks they should get the ball. And that's fine, But the one thing he's done, if he doesn't get it, he goes and gets it on the offensive glass. he has 4, Lex has, or he has 3, Lex has 4. You know, you gotta create some points for yourself too by being in good position and playing hard, and he's been able to do that.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Thanks. These guys look a lot better on this screen.
That's just because I don't have the
All right, guys.
video
Thanks
up,
a lot.
Coach.